Hello everybody, back here again with another vlog a day. And today is Tuesday the 23rd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame. Got the dogs all outside, basically rotating them in and out. That's just can't be together kind of thing. So they basically, I have been allowing them to like pass each other in the house because she's not like just go straight attacking dogs and stuff for the most part. Bruno hasn't yet. And the dog that I have here now is plenty big enough that it's not gonna be a problem if that was to happen. But mostly just keep them apart. It's just not worth it. But like if I'm heading in or out, normally I put one like in the bedroom, other one in the living room, then let it out to the bathroom door. But if I see one's in the bedroom and I'm heading like towards the office, I'll bring them in from outside, take her straight to the office instead of before I would normally go all in, make sure that door is fully latched and yada yada yada. But here it's not a big deal. Not really been an issue with the dog I have here. I'm not too concerned about it. So, but got up, got that done. Got a couple other things taken care of. Nothing too major, just kind of simple stuff as it goes down. And then from there, just hanging out doing morning stuff. I thought I didn't have to. My wife said she's going to cancel her father's doctor's appointment for today, and then it turns out she didn't. The doctor, I don't know, wants her to go there or something, blah blah, whatever. I guess the pre-test for his whatever exams they did before his surgery on Wednesday. They wanted to go see this doctor who was kind of, I don't know, supposedly urinary tract infection or something. So they called him some prescriptions for it. So I was like, whatever. So I had to take him up there. Wanted to leave about, I don't know, 1:15 or so. It's 35-minute drive there, and I hate the thought of being late to anything. And with him, sometimes I'll head across to be ready to go, and he'll open the door as I get to like the middle of the street as I get there. Other times I'll get there and then sit there for a while as I'm getting things put away, my drink and get my cigars ready and stuff. And then I'll have to text him and be like, hey, are you coming? Oh yeah, I'm coming. And then doesn't pay attention, now he's 10 minutes late. So it can be 10 minutes for him to get out to the truck sometimes. Other times he's ready to go as soon as I get there. So, but if you push it tight, he's 10 minutes late getting out the truck, that makes us late. So, and I hate the idea of being late. So I'm like, no big deal. So we'll leave probably 1:15 and we'll be up there, no problem. So instead, everything's going good, just hanging out with the dogs, doing normal shit. I'm trying to decide, do I want to go for my run now? It's kind of early. I'm like, well, maybe I'll go ahead and mow. I need to get that done as well. And I have a dog meet and greet this afternoon. So it's that weird time frame of where we're at. And then get a call from him mid-morning stating that he needs to stop by the pharmacy to pick up his prescription, which was on the way to the doctor, but not really. It's kind of going the opposite way from the interstate we gotta go to, but not the end of the world. So, and I almost just got up there and went and did the prescription because the pharmacy that he gets his stuff at, same as any pharmacy really, but it might be 6 minutes to get your stuff if you pull in, there's nobody else in line, or it'll be 45 minutes if you pull in there and you, like they say, the drive-thru is broken, you go inside, you gotta stand around forever. Or even if there's 5 cars ahead of you, it can take a long time. So now we gotta add 6 minutes minimum to our trip and possibly 45 minutes to our trip. So I split it and said we're gonna leave a half an hour early now. So I said now we're leaving 1:45 instead of 1:15 for the appointment. So that's 35 minutes away. So yeah, we're basically, it is what it is. But I know my brain, I know the stress it puts on me, especially when it's somebody else's appointment. I just can't do that. So I was like, God, that sucks. So now I'm in that weird time frame of like, there's really not much I can do because it take me longer than this to get all the yards mowed. I was gonna have that weird time frame where I would have been able to mow the backyard. It's all I have left, backyard of my house. I'll be able to get it mowed, and then won't be able to weed eat, but I'll be able to get it mowed and still be able to get my run in, go get my shower, and then head out if I make it a really short run. But then I realized, well, it's gonna be pushing it because the yard takes longer than it wants. And then when I go up there and sit around this doctor's appointment all day, or however long it takes, could take, again, 10 minutes or it could take 2 hours. It's, I'm telling this place. This place is one of those weird locations that there's really nothing like super close by that I can just like drive over to. Like there's not like a Lowe's 3 doors down kind of thing, hang off an air conditioning. So I'm gonna be stuck in a parking lot with the heat. So I'm gonna need a second shower anyway. So I thought, well, I'll mow, shower, run up there, and then whatnot. And I think I'll just wait. Had a meet and greet after I get back, scheduled for 5:30, I believe it is. So I'm like, no problem. So comes time, I just kind of hang out with the dog stuff, give them all the attention they need, and then head over to get him. And I pull up in there, and he's still on the walker from the broken hip and whatnot. So I'll pull the truck up, so I park in the grass, leaves the driveway open I park to the south, the driveway in the grass, still my property. But I pull up, so I leave the driveway open for nurses, friends of his, whatever. They were not parking out close. I got enough room for 2 cars in the thing, but the driveway to build these stupid houses, nobody thinks to build a driveway 6 feet wider for, sidewalks on each side, or at least 3 foot wider on one side for sidewalks. So you got a car and you got to kind of stand past your car and stuff, and it's just, contractors are super cheap. They don't want to spend extra money. So things like that drive me nuts. So I park on the grass. So I pull up, and it's time for us to be going. I told him what time we're going. He knows what time we're going. And I walk over, get the truck, pull it forward, and I back the truck up into the driveway. But then I crank it way over and actually pull my rear end into the grass in the north side of my driveway. So I went from the south side of my driveway to the north side of the driveway. As I back the truck over, right there in front of the giant multi-windows, the living room facing out to the street, to the front yard where I'm now moving my truck around. So I back there that way he can walk straight down the concrete and get the truck done, set in the grass. Don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about slipping on the side of the driveway, trying to keep this guy from falling and breaking their hip or shoulder or God knows what, have to go into assisted living. So trying to keep this guy as safe as I can. And I walk around the back of the truck to go get the door open, also take the walker from him and put it in the back of the truck and store it anyway. As I rock around the back of the truck to turn, so I've already been here for a while. So I put all my shit away, move the truck, all stuff. I look up and he's just then sitting down on the couch. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I still walk over to check, open the door, hey, you coming? And the door was locked, which sometimes it is, sometimes it is. Sometimes it'll unlock it right when I get there, knowing that I'm coming. And so I banged on the damn, knocked on the doorknob, what the hell? Like a faithful dog door knocker out there. So banged on it. And it's what the hell? And he's like, oh, gets back up. Apparently he decided to go to the bathroom. So he went down to about time to go. He realized he better use the restroom, which was great, which is wonderful. Now that he's drinking a little bit of water for the first time in his life, he has to pee a little more often, which will help with urinary tract infections, by the way. So I'm like, okay, cool. But he gets back and sets down before he even looks out the window. And I'm like, who the fuck don't look down the window at least when you know I'm supposed to be here already? What the hell? So he has to get back up, comes out, gets into the truck, and wants to explain to me all about this while we're standing in the driveway. I'm like, how about I get in the truck? Can you tell me on the way? The story doesn't change 5 minutes from now once you're in the truck or I'm moving. So I get in the truck fine. He's complaining about his knee. He's walking super slow. His knee's bugging the shit out of him. He don't know what he did. It hurts like hell. And I was like, okay. So I get in the truck, get your seatbelt on, put the walker away, all that good fun stuff. And then we head for pharmacy. We get to the pharmacy, a couple cars ahead of us, but it goes fairly quickly and surprisingly quick. As I'm pulling up, first car's pulling away. So I technically only had one car by the time I got stopped. Ahead of me, they were in and out in no time. We get there, ladies for some reason could not find his name and date of birth on anything. She's asked us 3 times. I'm even verifying him, this is right. And he goes, yeah, it's right. Then she goes, oh, it's right here. I'm like, the fuck, where were you looking? It's whatever. Gives us the prescription, and he had to stop by and pick it up on the way because the doctor asked him to bring it. He wanted to know what he was taking so he could add to the list. I'm like, well, shouldn't the hospital call the same when you did the exam? They should just know the prescription. It shouldn't matter. But my thought is, whatever, who cares? So, because we done on the way back, I wouldn't have had to leave early. I just went to the doctor on the way home. And if it took 30 minutes extra, who gives a shit? It's only home. But no, so we went early and we're in and out pretty quick. So I gave him to the thing, but even with all that, I still, by the time I get him dropped off, I need to use the restroom myself by the time I get there. So I go in and use the restroom in the doctor's office. As I walk, as I got him seated and stuff, checked him, and watching. It's only 20 minutes before his appointment. So it wasn't that damn early with all the crap that comes up and his delay and everything else. So what could have very easily been, because I said I left half an hour early for the pharmacy, and I also left, an hour early for a 35-minute drive. So I went from what would have been an hour, for a 35-minute drive to cutting it back where we were running on the late side. So now I'm an hour and a half, to make up that drive. So, but got there, no worries, no concerns, no nothing. So I head out to the back parking lot, find a little bit of shade I can find, and go to plug in my battery-powered fan, and battery's dead. I apparently grabbed a dead battery, whatever, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And that's not good. So I'm like, well, I'm killing time out here. Listen to podcasts, finishing up a cigar, I was smoking on the way up there, and have a little battery powered tire inflator. So like, well, my tire goes low on the front of this thing, off and on. So I go ahead and I basically plug it in, pump it up, and then thought, well, I hit the 3, check them all, and they're all each a little bit low, but was able to get it charged up. So it's not the end of the world. So get done with that. It basically sat there forever. He texted and said he's done. So he comes out and he comes carrying like a towel with him, like just a white, like long, like a big hand towel, but not a bath towel, like a tiny little like funny haha bath towels that people made fun of that were too small to really be a bath towel. It was one of those, like it would hang around his neck and not quite down to his waist, but like belly size. Like it was, I'm like, what's with the towel? He goes, oh, I started to sweat in there, so they gave me a towel. I'm like, were you supposed to take it home with you? Like, the fuck, man, you just stole somebody's towel. He goes, oh, he told me I could have it. And I'm like, do they mean like, hey, you can have this towel to like wipe your face off with while you're in here? He goes, oh, no, it's fine, I take it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, whatever. So he gets in the truck and get him loaded back up again and stuff, which is all good. Everything's great. So from there, we head back home and we get that taken care of. So we get back to the house. After on the way, I was like, yeah, check the time frame here. Went ahead and there was a truck I wanted to look at that was up near that location, but I didn't want to go while I was waiting for him at the doctor's house because I know it was going to happen. I was going to drive over there. It was going to be 10 minutes away, whatever. I was going to pull in the lot. It was at a dealership. I was going to pull in the dealership. I was going to ask, I was going to be walking around the truck, so I was going to come out, probably open the door up, maybe you start it, whatever. And then right before we even had a chance to talk about nothing, I was going to get a text message going, hey, I'm doing. I'd be like, fuck, I got to go now because I'm not going to make the guy sit there and wait for me, whatever, if I test the truck or who knows what. So I'm like, well, let's drive over on the way out. So on the way out, we hit, and it's only 6 minutes out of our way. So I'm like, no big deal. So I drive down to the dealership. It's a little shitty lot here up in Ormond, and it's not a great lot by any means, whatever it is. And see the truck in the front, look at it, and it's this nice bright blue Ford F-150, actual 4-door truck, it's a crew cab, and it's like a 2006 or 8 or something. It's not new by any means, but it's cheap. Now I walk around it, look at it, doors are unlocked, so I look inside, and immediately decide not interested in the truck. So it was dirt cheap, and there's a reason why it's dirt cheap. And then you add the fact that somebody had like literally just painted it. Like I don't even know if the paint was fully cured, like enough to buff it out yet. And wasn't a Ford match color, it was a custom color. And it, so you can see where they didn't prep it right, where the clear was coming off the top. They shot paint back, and you see like the flake marks, the old clear, which means the new paint's coming off. And it is a Shyster dealership paint job special, and I don't want to mess with it, not even for $6,000. Even if the truck runs and drives perfectly, had it been old shitty paint, I would have paid more for it if I saw what it looked like before, because the paint job was done so damn poorly. So I was like, nope, got back to the truck, and I didn't talk to the salesman or nothing. My father-in-law was like, well, that didn't take you very long. I'm like, nope. When you've looked at vehicles as long as I have, I know when there's something I have no interest in at all. And this was going to be just a stopgap because my wife hasn't made her mind up what she wants to buy yet. And my truck is, I mean, it's got to be on its last leg. Man, that thing's got to be close to death at this point. It leaks oil, leaks or burns water. I don't know where it goes. I'm going through a bunch of water now. I gotta keep refilling the radiator up. Windshield washer tank's busted, leaks out. It's just, all of this shit is bad. And it still has that electrical problem where sometimes it won't start. It always starts, it just takes a while. But it's kind of a weird concept of what it is. So, but yeah, I had that whole fun of that whole thing going down. So we drive on home, we chat about whatnot. Turns out, according to the doctor you saw, he doesn't have a urinary tract infection, even though the doctor yesterday told him he did, and he's now taking prescription for the said infection that he doesn't have. So who the hell knows? I'm like, why did you ask that before? He goes, well, I don't know why I didn't ask. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of, this is your health, man. Like, you should be taking a little bit better, like, concern, not just, oh, they told me to trust them and just take the pills. And I'm like, holy shit. No wonder you did so much random drugs when you were younger. Just feel like, here, take this. It's just poison. We're all going to take it. I'm like, God damn. So no concern about yourself, taking care of yourself and wondering about what you're doing. It's just fall along like sheeple, and it's terrifying. So but yeah, get him home, drop him off. How are you doing today? And then from there, look at the watch. It's like, I still got the meet and greet coming up. I got time. I can, if I go, because it took way longer than I thought it was going to. I'm like, well, I'm going to go run. I have time to run, probably enough time to maybe mow, and I definitely won't be able to weed eat, but I'll be pushing it to be able to get both those done in time for the meet and greet. So worst case scenario, get my run in first, make that super short, and then from my run, I'll come back and start mowing and be able to get as much mowing as available. Once I get that done, from there, I'll be able to stop when the time's up. Have time for a shower, still doing my meet and greet. So change out, get the dogs I'll play with, all that good fun stuff, rotate them through, and I'll go outside and potty, and then take off, get my run. And I usually I like record my vlog almost every day before my run. And so I walk, gets my legs stretching a little bit. Once the video's done, I'll then run. And I started running, and I didn't make it 0.2 miles maybe. It was definitely under a quarter mile. And my right knee went straight to fire. And I was like, I'm having sympathy pains with my damn father-in-law, because I'm like, holy shit, because that's his right knee is bugging him. So, and it was bad. Like, I didn't know if I was going to finish the run to the point that I was far enough away from the house. I'm like, I'm going to have to call my wife, have her come pick me up, and, like, drive me home. Like, this is bad. But I thought, nope, I was going to keep running. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. And it got worse. And then it settled off. And then it kind of got better. I was like, okay, so by the time I got the half-mile mark, it was tolerable, but it was not fun yet. And I was like, okay, so I went ahead and got about 3/4 mile into my first mile, and it was feeling like, okay, now it just feels like old man pains, not insane extra knee pain that I'm not used to. Went kind of back to normal. So for about a half mile there, a little not near a half mile, my right knee was straight trash, like absolute straight trash. I was like, wow, this is bad. So you get that wrapped up, she gets feeling better. And then like moments after I thought, oh, my knee's feeling better, you get a text message, and it's from the Rover page. So I was like, okay, so I went ahead and check it. It says something about our meet and greet, and I'm like, oh man, please don't tell me that you guys decided to head early, and like, oh, we're 5 minutes away, because I'm 15 minutes from my house, and then I got a shower and stuff. And I open it up real quick, so I'm running and look and see, nope, they're canceling the meet and greet for the husband has a fever or some shit. You know, like, motherfucker, this is the second time they've canceled this meet and greet for me, and their dog sounds like a pain in the ass. I think what they're doing is they're trying to go with that concept of, we know our dog's a pain in the ass, and most people, when they have this situation happen, which happens quite often, I talk to a lot of Rover sitters and stuff, the people who know their dog sucks, they'll push the meet and greet back to the absolute last minute to guilt the sitter, me, or other dog sitters, into feeling horrible for the people. Well, I don't have time now to find anybody else. You have to take them. No, I don't. I will do the meet and greet morning of your stay and your trip to Europe or where the hell you're doing your $20,000 non-refundable flights and hotels and shit. And if I've tried to meet with you multiple times and you're the one that blew this off and it's morning of and I get the slightest red flag your dog's gonna suck, I will tell you to go away. Will not book it. That's 100% on you, especially when their trip was almost I don't know, it's been a week and a half now. We've tried this. Even like when they said we can do a meet and greet, we can do it like tomorrow or next week. And I'm like, okay, let's try and do it tomorrow. Let's get it over with. That way, if I'm not a good fit, your dog ain't a good fit, you guys have plenty of time to move on. And then she's like, okay. I reach out, trying to make the point. She's like, oh no, let's do it next week instead. Okay. That one didn't count as like a thing. Then we had the second one we made set up after I got back from taking the father-in-law to an appointment. Reached out, I'm like, hey, I'm all free. What time this evening do you want to do this? And they're like, oh, we're working on a door right now on our third trip to Home Depot. So let's do it next week. Okay, I'm like, whatever. And the one was, oh, my husband, said if I could do it early in the morning or stuff. Oh, that's way too early for me to get up. It was like 10:30. And I'm like, that's our day off. That's too early for us to get up. And I'm like, the fuck, man, it's 10:30 in the morning. Like, I don't think I've ever been in bed without being like deathly sick, like at 10:30 in the morning. Like, I can't remember that since I was like a 20-year-old. So I'm like, holy crap, you guys. And probably even then, to be honest with you, I was never that dude. So I was like, holy crap, that's crazy. So I'm now looking forward to how many more times they'll cancel out. Even like, hey, let's just make our meet and greet. Set it up. I don't care. Set it up the day before your trip. I don't give a shit. Because now I'm in a situation of I will happily tell you to piss off, because at this point you're just wasting my time. You know, you're not even trying to take care of me in this. So this is 100% you just not giving a shit. So I'm like, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of what I had that. So, but had I not needed that, I would have got my mowing done. So my day was just screwed up by leaving early for the pharmacy. Then the whole doctor's office took longer than it should have. And then coming back, rushing around, to get this damn meet and greet that doesn't happen anyway. So the day was just a lot of hurry up and waits, and I hate those things. I'd much rather say somebody you got an appointment at 6 a.m. Get your ass up, get it done, get the appointment over, now the day's yours. Then an appointment at noon, and you keep checking your watch. Shit, did I miss it? Shit, did I miss it? Hate that crap. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I got there. So I get back to the house after my run, went ahead and got the full yard mowed. Started weed eating. Wife had said she was going to work late, so it's like, cool, no big deal. Got plenty of time here. I'll go ahead and get this mowed, finished and stuff. Once I get the mowing finished, the weed eating done, I'll have plenty of time to grab a shower, make something for dinner. It's like no big deal. So I'm out there, just started my weed eating, and I get a text from my wife, and it says she's on her way home. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you said you're working until like at least like 6, and she's like, oh, I'm coming home. I'm like, okay. So now I'm in that weird like son of a bitch. So I finished. I had a couple of things I had to get weed eated on that side. I got multiple fenced parts of my backyard, so I got weed eated around that part of the backyard at least. So I had to do the rest tomorrow and go from there. But I was like, okay, whatever. So head back in and basically grab a shower. Actually, she's home by the time I get in, so I finish that mowing, move the dogs around, chat with her for a little bit, talk about how her day was, talk about her dad's trip to the doctor and whatnot and whatever, and then all that good fun stuff. And then from there, I headed in, grabbed a shower, came back out, asked, hey, what are we doing for dinner? Trying to make sure I'm doing for plans. And she said she wasn't hungry, which means she either took a big lunch or had a big lunch at work, or I don't know, whatever. Wasn't really hungry, and we're basically on our own. So I'm like, okay, you knew that earlier. If you had told me that, like, especially when I was out there weed eating and trimming up and stuff, if I'd known that then, I 100% would have finished weed eating this whole backyard while I'm already filthy and dirty and covered in grass and everything else. I would have just finished that because I had to worry about rushing in and getting food ready for you, which is what I thought I was doing. So I was like, God damn, I really could have known that. I didn't say nothing. Just got a bunch of crap going on. Her dad's going in for surgery tomorrow, all that good stuff. Keep that shit to myself, and we'll talk about it at a later time. So they're like, hey, if that was the case, just like when we're at a restaurant and she knows she's not gonna be able to finish all of her food, and she's like, I'm not gonna eat those fries. Tell me that the moment you realize that, or even think like, hey, I probably won't be able to eat all those fries when the fries are still nice and hot, because if I'm gonna eat fries, I want them nice and hot, not cold, nasty ass soggy fries. So if you think there's food left over, it's gonna be shared, let me know at the beginning so I know what that is. But yeah, that's kind of how it breaks down. I like to know ahead as much information as I can as soon as possible. That's what I'm after in everything in my life. So we chatted a little bit. We talked about, I told her how her dad was saying she wanted to buy that Corvette, and I agreed with him. So I said we should buy that Corvette, and she's like, let me definitely broke. I'm like, well, we would not be broke. We're paying cash for a new Corvette, and we still have a bunch of money in the bank. What are you talking about? She goes, yeah, but when time you build a garage, we'll be broke. And I'm like, no, even if I build my garage, we'll still have cash in the bank. It won't be as much cash in the bank. But I'm like, you haven't told me if I can build a garage yet. And she kind of like, just build the garage. I couldn't tell if it was like legitimate, like, I want you to build your garage, or it's like, I want you to shut up about building this garage. So, because we were going to talk about it on Wednesday, and I wanted an answer. So we're going to have to actually sit down and talk about it. So hopefully her dad will get out of the hospital. He'll at least make it out of the surgery. He spends the night, overnight Wednesday. But we'll see how the surgery goes, and then go from there on whether or not we think I should build a garage or not. So it's gonna be like 40 grand into this garage, and that's a lot for a garage on a house. We might not live in that damn long, but I keep thinking I haven't built a garage at the other place. We built a workshop over there. We kept wanting to move, and that took like 3 years. And now we haven't built a garage because we're waiting to move again once her dad dies, and we don't take care of him across the street. So, or he goes into a nursing home, either one. So we can just basically get rid of the 2 houses and move down to 1 house, move out in the country. But don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm going to keep pushing it back until I'm going to end up, who knows, end up in a fucking wheelchair and dead, and never have my shop to work on shit. Never have a little garage again like I had back in Iowa, my little workshop garage. So yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, it's what we got right there. From there we had dinner, which I had soup. She had a peanut butter jelly sandwich, which I thought was adorable. I love it. She loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She really does. So that's what we had for dinner. Watched a little bit of Young Sheldon, a little bit of the movies that made us. Headed back out, rotate the dogs through. And Bistro kind of wanted to be inside this evening for whatever reason. And Raven was happy as shit to be outside with me. So Raven spent virtually the entire night outside with me and chilling out right by my feet and stuff, moving around a little bit, chasing a few lizards here and there. But for the most part, just hanging out right next to my feet. All worked well. Headed in, had myself a little snack. Asked my wife, she was watching things. She goes, nope, gotta get to bed early. because I gotta go up super early and get my dad to the hospital. I said, perfect. Anything I can do for you tonight to make your life better? She goes, nope. Anything I can do for you tomorrow to make your life better? She goes, not that I know, but I will let you know. I said, yeah, let me know as soon as you can. I hate surprises when it comes to me doing shit. She laughed. So, but yeah, that's all we got for right now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.